Well, hello everybody. This is my first live. Um, Trying to get everything figured out here with my software and YouTube here. I was having a bit of a conflict. I actually have been working on this for the last few hours. So, yeah, if you're there, please let me know. I'm actually doing this from a computer right now, obviously. So, let me know. I'd like to be able to do some regular updates and FAQs. It'd be nice to be able to do them this way. Thank you, Panda Bird. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in and watching. There's a possibility that I might be going live tomorrow. Uh, I can't guarantee that or not, depending on my signal in the area. I'm actually in the process of working out some uh, different types of mobile hotspot devices. Okay, so that way I have access to different carrier towers. That way, if we have signal issues in one area with one carrier, we just move on to another one. It's great to have backups. So tomorrow the plan is to go in and possibly do another audit at the same postal office um, where there was the assault. And then the second thing afterwards is to go up to the police station and file the formal charges against the USPS employee. There may be a few other audits later on in the day, all right, after we do that, but it's going to be a group of us that are going to go and we have a possibility of like 4 or 5 different places that we're going to go to. Now, this weekend I have been pretty busy and getting some audits done in the area. There are quite a few actually audits that went very well. And I'll be posting those this week as I get time. I'll get those edited and put together. We definitely don't want to put raw footage up there of that because I was at one place for like 2 3 hours. I was at another one for about an hour, hour and a half. So, hi, proper persona. How are you? Nice of you to join in. Good, good. I'm glad that you was able to take your time out of your day today to tune in a little bit. You know, just trying to get everything working, work out all the technical kinks and everything. This is the first time I have live streamed to YouTube, so I wanted to make sure that I got all these kinks worked out. So in case we had to do an emergency update, anything like that, myself or one of my associates can be able to get on here and make sure that we can disseminate that information as needed. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. If y'all have any suggestions at all, please let me know. I am pretty seasoned in uh, the area of protecting liberty and in the area of law. I have been in the area of uh, doing various different things, whether it be loss prevention or repossessions, judgment recovery, things like that. So I'm very versed in the law and property law, things like that. Um, you know, but uh, I've also written laws for municipalities, statewide, things like that. So I'm well versed in interpreting the law. But when it comes down to um, other things, I mean, I am definitely up to suggestions. If anybody has suggestions, please let me know. I definitely want the channels out there to help everybody, help all of humanity, and I want to make sure that if you got those suggestions, please give them. That's great. Hey Samuel, how are you doing, man? Well, you know, I'm sorry that you left. You know, Gary area is a nice place. I'll just say that. You know, Gary area is a nice place. The uh, it's just one of those things where the the blight took over, and corruption took over the whole area, Lake County. Corruption is run rampant in Lake County. It's crazy. Just I believe the day before or something like that, within the last couple days, there was a guy that was out campaigning for, I believe, sheriff's candidate position. I may be wrong, but he was arrested on a warrant, and he's out campaigning. Out and about campaigning for a sheriff candidate. It's great, right? So, I mean, tons of corruption here. That's the job here is to show that corruption, get it out there, uncover it, and get it fixed. An enactment clause, Spartacus. Hi, Spartacus. Can you please explain what you mean by an enactment clause, real quick, just because there could be a few different things that you could be talking about here. And an enactment clause could be just a few short, simple, phrases to, basically form what is the introduction. It's basically the introduction to a piece of legislation. Yeah, Samuel, and that's the one of the biggest things is, I mean, when uh, corruption has a big part in that. I mean, when you start um, when you start, prohibition of drugs, I believe anyway, and everybody can have their own opinion, but when you have that prohibition of something, it in turn it turns something that should be legal into a crime. People are gonna do it anyway, whether or not it's a crime. I mean, that's just like guns. You can make guns illegal, and people are gonna still have them. So, um, all they did was just created a situation where um, it just brought in more and more and more corruption, and it created that area, that gray area, where it just went out of control, ran rampant, and then you had that mass exodus of people that left Gary, and now you have areas where there's just nothing. Nothing but abandoned houses, all that, that aren't being taken care of. So I mean, I believe if I remember right, there's at least, I would say, over 6 to 8 thousand homes or properties on the tax sale. I mean, that's crazy. LaPorte County had about that many on their tax sale this past year. However, they haven't had a tax sale in years. So that's understandable. So, yep, I want to go ahead and thank everybody very much for tuning in to the live. Um, hopefully, everything ends up working well with this. Like I said, if you ever have any suggestions, please let me know. Um, and we can get on looking at that and seeing what we can do to help make this channel better. All right. I don't know everything. I don't claim to. Stream's very choppy. Yes. Thank you, Spartacus. I do. That possibly may be from the internet connection. I am in the process of working on getting a faster um, internet connection for our emergency update stream, which is pretty much what we're calling this here. Um, but that is in the works, and unfortunately, I don't have that going right now. But as I said, I want to thank you all very much for tuning in. Also, Spartacus. Before I go though, I do want to say though that in an enactment clause, all right. Basically, besides it being like an intro, it is one of those things where it can tell where it can basically cite where they are pulling that information from as to what gives it the authority to do something. All right, that the law that they're making, it gives it the authority. All right. And it is not exactly a requirement, but I mean, I guess when you're enacting a law that may be questionable, it is a very good idea to put something like that in there. It'd be interesting to know why you had that question, though. All right. So, I'm gonna go ahead and wait a minute for your response in case you want to respond and let me know what your interest in that question was. Otherwise, I want to thank everybody very much. If you can, please go to the GoFundMe and please donate. All right, for the legal fund. Okay. Any lawsuit that we have, um, if we win it, the everybody that donates will get a return on their investment. All right. We don't want. We're not in it for the money. We're in it for accountability, and in order to obtain that accountability, we need to have that sort of investment. So we want to make sure that you're going to get a return on your investment based on the amount that you donate. Okay, so if you can, please go to the GoFundMe link that's found on all my videos. Once this live is done, I will be editing the description to go ahead and put that GoFundMe link in there. Please donate, please like, share, and subscribe. Um, I'm doing this to make a change. I never once thought that I was going to go out there and go to a post office and instantly blow up to the point where I went from less than, way less than 100 subscribers to now over 300 within less than a week. It's absolutely insane. It's not something I was looking for, but I'm glad that that is proof that there are people out there that want change. They want to have accountability, and that's great. That's great because that shows me that my faith in humanity in our American way, the way of our founding fathers, is restored. Thank you all very much. Like, share, subscribe. Please donate to the GoFundMe. You all have a great evening. Nomen Nescio, signing off.